Hi, I'm Shelley from Cromarty, and today I'm going to be showing you how to decorate your t-shirts using a variety of fabric pens and sprays. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take one of these and you're going to pop this inside your t-shirt. Now what this is going to do is it's going to stop any paint or pen marks from seeping through onto the other side of the t-shirt. So step one, put the cardboard inside the t-shirt. Okay, so we're now ready for step two. So we've put the cardboard inside the t-shirt and laid it out on the table. Now just make sure that it's flat and you've got all your creases out of the t-shirt so it's all nice and straight. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your stencil. Now the stencils are made of plastic, they're really easy to use, and when you finish using them you just pop them into some water, a bit of soap, wash them off, dry them off, and they are good to go again and again and again. So you take your stencil. Now just make sure that you put it on the right way round. It looks the same obviously, both sides, but when you look at it, you'll know which side is the right side. Then you just place it onto your t-shirt wherever you want your design, and then you're going to take your sprays. Now, again, the sprays are really simple to use, and you're not going to need a lot, so you're only going to need like 3 or 4 puffs of this. And that's going to do you like per colour, depending on obviously how many colours you want to use. Make sure you give them a good shake, because you'll see when they've been left, it all kind of condenses at the bottom. So give it a really good shake before you use them. And it might be worth, if you've not used them before, or you know, if you're using them in a class or whatever, you get them to try it out on a little bit, maybe get an old t-shirt and just have like a sample t-shirt for them to just try it out. Because the sprays, they're quite powerful, so they cover quite a surface area. So maybe just have a couple of pieces of material or something that they can just have a practice on before they pop it onto the t-shirt, because once it's on the t-shirt, there's no going back. So you're going to take your spray, you're going to take the top off, and then you're going to spray over your stencil onto whatever bit you want that particular colour. Now, the closer you go with the spray, the more dense colour you'll get. However, it will also be wetter. So if you're going to spray from an angle up here, you're going to just get like a nice light mist of purple. If you spray really close, it's going to be very dense, but it's also going to be very wet. Now, my kind of tip for doing t-shirts, obviously when you're working with kids, this doesn't always work, is to spray from a distance, because you want it to dry out. And obviously the more liquid that you get on top of that stencil, when you remove the stencil, it's going to seep underneath. So you can put more around the sides by all means, but going over the stencil, my advice would be to try and keep it as light as possible so that you can get the best outline of your stencil. So here we go, step 3. So I've taken the sprays and I've started to spray on top of the stencil onto the t-shirt. So say good shake, and then from a distance across the top. Now you can use as many colours as you like, and like I say, if you keep it quite light over the actual stencil, and then you can always use a bit more closer so it's more kind of blobby around the sides. Or again, you can just keep it from up here and keep it light, but that is pretty much a whole t-shirt done as far as these sprays go. So as you can see, you're really not using anything at all. And once you finish with the sprays, all you need to do is take the tops off, these bits, and just pop them into some water and just spray the colour out of them, and that's going to clear them and unblock them, and then just pop them back in, they're good to go again, so you won't get them blocked with paint. Really simple, but make sure you do that at the end of every day when you finish them, so you don't get a build-up of colour getting stuck inside the nozzles. So once you've done that, you're just going to leave it for a few minutes to dry, and then when it looks pretty dry, you are going to remove the stencil. Now, as you remove the stencil, make sure you pick it up and pull it off like that. You don't drag it down, because any colour that's on top of the stencil else is going to get on top of your t-shirt. So just take the 2 corners and then just pull it off like so. Okay, so I've now removed the stencil and I've finished with the sprays, so that is it. And as I turn this around for you, you can see what it looks like. So you've got your sprays on there and you've got your stencil. So now you are ready to take your fabric pens, and then you can start designing and colouring in the inside of the stencil, however you want to do that. So I'm going to show you one proper Blue Peter style that I made earlier. So this one was one that I made yesterday. So again, all of the sprays, and then I took the fabric pens and just coloured in some of the unicorn on this one. And then I finished it off with some of the spray glitter. So again, these are the same as the colour ones, give them a good shake, and then you just take them and spray them onto the t-shirt wherever you want the glitter to settle, and let them dry. And again, wash them out the same way as you wash out these ones to stop them from getting blocked. And then you can just leave it to dry. Now, if you want some more colour, I would say finish the design area first where your stencil is, but if you want some more colour around the edges with the sprays, you can always go back to the sprays and now spray some more colour around the t-shirt like I did with this one to make it brighter. But obviously leave this area out now that you've finished that, and then just leave it to dry. And that is all there is to it. So that is how to make your t-shirt using sprays and fabric pens. I hope that helps, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. And just an add-on, when you're making your t-shirt with sprays and fabric pens, don't forget, you can also design one of the smaller ones for Teddy too.